Hey, what's up everyone? I wanted to make this video because it's an extremely popular question, in the photography community, and it's for anyone, and this is for any lens about anything. Here are some lens buying tips, some quick tips that kind of, just let you know what to look for when you're looking to buy a lens, especially when you're investing a lot of money into it. So let's jump right into it right now. I'm going to say one of the biggest things and one of the most underlooked things is a lens weight. I've actually traded my Nikon 28-70 for a 24-70 because I do a lot of weddings. Yes, I do use a strap, but the 28-70 really can get a lot of wear on your wrist, and it really it doesn't help if you have wrist problems, and I have certain wrist problems. So that's something you should really look into. Look into the weight of the lens. I know someone who even traded in a Nikon D800 because it was too heavy for them. So it does go for more than just lenses, but the 7200 could be heavy for people. Even the Sigma 150-300, that's a huge lens. People think you can handhold that. Well, you can, but will your results be good? No. So look into the weight of the lens. Go into a local store, rent a lens. I highly recommend renting a lens, especially if you're spending a lot of money on it. If you're getting the 18-55s, 18-135s, the lower end stuff, they actually don't weigh as much, and you'll be comfortable with that. So check into the weight when you're buying a lens. I think that's one of the most important underlooked things overall. Number two, and I'm pretty sure it's you want the sharpest things possible, and that is sharpness in regards to edge to edge of the lens. Check your corners. So take a photo, blow it up to 100%. This is where pixel peepers might love to come in, but take a photo, see how it looks in regards to your bokeh, what you're looking for, and the edge to edge sharpness of your photo. So zoom in, see if it's really, really sharp, not just in the middle. Even when you're at the sweet spot of a lens, a 5.6 to an f8, all depending on what you have, that's the sweet spot, and see how sharp it is all the way around. That's pretty important. So taking test photos is good. And one cool thing, and I wish I had my wallet, is I carry an SD card on me for all time. Some weird superstition, I don't know, but I'm able to test a lens if I go into a camera store and they don't have a camera or an SD card to offer, and I can check that way. So keep that in mind. And you have to look at chromatic aberration. If you don't know what that is, there's a lot of detailed videos on it, but that's basically like, color fringing or, purple, green, like bluish type of outlines around something if a lens isn't good enough, if it doesn't hold up. And you get that a lot with the cheaper lenses. Oh, thank you, B. You get that a lot with cheaper lenses, check corners, haloing and all that kind of stuff. Chromatic aberration can be huge and can really look bad. So you have to know what you're buying and look into it, do a lot of research. Decide what actual lens you want. A lot of people say, hey, I want to shoot portraits, but I also want a wide angle. Well, do you want a wide angle for landscapes, or do you shoot portraits more? Then get a portrait lens. Know what you want, know exactly what you're getting into, and stop being really, really indecisive in regards to that. Just wanted to say that. How about contrast and color? A lot of lenses give you different types of contrast and color, and you don't really notice it until you really start playing with it. So once again, this is where you got to do some research. This is where you got to look up some test examples or rent the lenses to see what they give you, because some lenses will shoot darker, even depending on what kind of camera body you're using, than other lenses. Even some of the expensive lenses do the same. They'll shoot better in lower light, so you might need to start getting used to that. So if you're spending a lot of money, definitely look into as I was saying earlier, the sharpness, but the color and contrast and all that kind of detail it can give you. And I'm going to round it out with this one, and that is distortion. And that's basically where you get, kind of bending at the corners. You get some kind of, pin-cushiony look or some vignetting. A lot of 70-200s, they will vignette, especially the third-party one. Sigma's pretty good at it. But you will see some vignetting. Even the Nikon 70-200 version 1 vignettes when you're at 200 millimeters. So you'll see dark corners. So you will get some distortion, and some lenses, like the portrait lenses, won't distort as much as the wide angle lenses, as you'll see like a lot of group photos. If you're not using 50 millimeters and far back, you're using 24 millimeters, 14 millimeters, and you'll see them kind of bend at the, at the corners and the sides because it's distorting. It's super wide angle. That's what happens. So look into the distortion. Know that some lenses distort, especially your wide angles, and your large telephotos, your super tele zooms, and everything like that won't, because that's not what they're built to do. There's not as much distortion it will give, and that's just how it is. So there's some of the things that you should know in regards to buying lenses. I always recommend renting, especially if you're paying over $1,000, $2,000 for a lens. Rent it for a weekend for 30 to 50 bucks, and I think it'll work out. And especially you'll be knowing what you're getting and what you're paying for, and you feel way more comfortable. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. If you guys have any more tips or any more requests, leave them down in the comments below. That's all I got. Give us a quick thumbs up, subscribe. Stay tuned for next one.